back at it. Yo, good day. Good day to you all. How are you guys doing? Back at it again. Back at it again, y'all. I hope y'all are doing good. I hope y'all are doing good. Hello. How did my channel blow up? I don't know. Couldn't even tell you. Do you believe that life has a specific person, or is it something we create for ourselves? I feel like any purpose other than being human, yeah, I feel like you create it for yourself or you find it in something. Why y'all in my pockets, yo? I don't make anything from YouTube. Don't gatekeep the vinyls. Y'all not gonna get them. At what age do you start thinking the way you do? I started meditating and getting into that when I was like 16, maybe 15. NHL? Are you asking me about hockey right now? Favorite hobby is definitely writing. What One Piece episode am I on? I finished One Piece twice. I'm back at it. I think I'm like almost done with Fishman Island right now. In my third run through. I am not doing no courses to do affiliate marketing. Why do I think the way I do? Cause it helps. What time is it? It's late, man. It's late. How are y'all doing today? Let's start there, cause we getting off topic. I feel like we losing track of the plot. How are y'all doing today? Do I hoop? Relatively. Relatively, man. Do I read manga? Yes, I do. How do I never run out of topics? Bro, I make up like 4 topics a day. I'm not gonna lie. It's always something to be talked about, I feel like. And I feel like it always builds off each other. Like after I make a video and edit it, after I edit a video, it just comes up. Can I write essays? Yeah, I have writings that I do, and I'm planning on publishing a book by April. By April for sure. Man, it's a good day today. Do I yearn? Oh my God. Thank you, Aiden. Do I yearn? Guys, hands down, I'm probably the biggest yearner in the world. Like, I think half the people when they talk about yearning, they're like, oh, that's profound pondering. Oh, that's Ian. Like, yeah. Yeah, I'm a yearner. Yeah, for sure. When do I graduate? 2 years. 2 years. What does living a fulfilling life mean to me? I feel like to me it just means being present. I feel like life will be fulfilled as long as I'm there to live it. Overall, yeah, for sure. You like the smell of sage, man? I'm growing sage right now. Yes, I love the smell of sage. How long does it take for you to think of a video? I have a list of over 100 videos that have yet to be made right now. So not long for real. Do I know your MBTI? What is that? Y'all better not be leading me astray now. Better use Google, man. All right, my Google is just it's just not working right now. How old am I? I'm 20. My major, marketing and philosophy, music recommendations. I've been listening to um, By Your Side by Sade, the Neptunes remix though. Y'all want to hear it? I don't know if I can play it without getting copyright strike. So I might just keep that on the gatekeep. Favorite artist right now is definitely Sade. Just right now. Oh, like the Myers Briggs test indicator. Is that the strength finder or is that just a standard personality test one? How does one find themselves? I don't know what I want to do in life. I feel like part of finding out what you want to do is trying to do things, getting out there and experiencing life for what it is to the point where you understand yourself more so in what you don't want to do. And I feel like you'll find that thing that you do want to do overall. I feel like it just takes you actually being present enough with yourself to go out there and be honest with yourself, one, and be courageous enough to do it. Man, look over 4 years younger than me, but I looked, whoa, light reaction. You got to cut that out. um, what is something you would tell somebody who's confused on what to do with their lives? Like, I don't necessarily know what I want to do with my entire life. I know I have certain hopes and aspirations. I have a certain optimism about what is yet to come, but I recognize that the future has to be built in the present. That's all I have to care about for real. Do my best right here and do as much as I can. And if that means setting up opportunities in the future, that means, yeah, that. Do I like running? I haven't been running in a minute, but I need to start getting back on my workout regimen. How do I communicate so well? Just talking, for real. Just continuing. Did they ever answer the Myers Briggs? Yeah. Trying to get better at letting go of the old. It's not easy yet necessary. I agree. I feel like the hardest part of letting go of yourself is thinking that you won't be there after you let go. And you'll always be there. I feel like, you define yourself as much as you define yourself. If you want to grow into something new or go into something better, then that's still you. I learned everything I know from literature, life. So the biggest two, music, pretty much everything that gives you sort of an opportunity to look at life from a different perspective. Yeah. What do I mean by being present? Being where you are, like being in the moment, not necessarily being dictated by your thoughts alone. Like, if you were to ask yourself, what is my next thought going to be? That silence that ensues after that, that's what I would call being present. Do I play video games? Yeah, man. I was just playing Terraria like earlier. I kept losing. Good night, Coca-Cola. Do I smoke? No. No. I would never do that. Hold on. I feel like I just did something wrong. No, I'm good. Mila, you made it for sure. Long time no see. I'm glad you're here. Is it normal to feel stuck in my emotional life? What do you mean by emotional life? Had a breakup a year ago and have been working on myself for honestly pretty good up until this morning. I started thinking about, am I regressing? I feel like thinking about someone is not necessarily regressing, but living in that thought or living in a feeling of the past is regression. And I won't even call it regression. Like, that's just human nature. Like, if you think about an old something, you're going to feel the feelings that are associated with it. That I wouldn't call that regression unless you were actively doing something to get back in that relationship, or I don't know, instantiating your value other than where you are. Do I mess with Calamity and Terraria? Nah, I be messing with Thorium though. Calamity was too much in my opinion. Have I read the One Piece manga? No, I have not. What's the topic? The topic today is chatting and scheming. I don't necessarily have a solid topic. I thought I'd just hop on here for a little bit because I had some free time. Wanted to talk to y'all, see what y'all talking about for real. Do I believe in past lives? To a good extent. Um, but at the same time, not necessarily. I'm really focused on the life that I'm living right now, but I would like to think there are past lives. I would like to think stuff like that does exist. Why do I feel a lack of natural dopamine? I can't feel that rush of dopamine when I'm not on my phone because you are associating that dopamine with being on your phone. I think I just started literally like yesterday, like social media cleanse, like not looking at my phone. I've probably been on my phone for like 30 minutes total today, and it's pretty refreshing to an extent. I am more tired, but I feel like that's because of like less blue light stimulus, less of that. I feel more healthy though. Like I feel more present. Do I recommend school? Yeah, I'm in school, so yeah, I would have to say so. Do I mess with the new Tyler album? Not as much as the previous ones, to be honest, but there were some good songs on it. I'm definitely going to the concert. Definitely going. What do you think I should do? I like this girl and she's showing interest in me, but I'm scared to take the leap because I might lose what I have with her currently. If you feel like you don't want to sacrifice that, then don't. That's all I can say. I don't necessarily know your situation with the certain individual, so I can't necessarily tell you what's right or wrong. Do I read any books at all? Yes, I read books all the time. They're mostly self help or mostly philosophical, but some of them have been getting into topics that aren't, and I do appreciate those as well. What's something I need to work on? Mm, broadening my perspective even more. Yeah. Did I ever get around to? Is that is that about the mage? I've seen clips. If it's about that one mage, if it's about the mage, I have seen clips. I have seen episodes. Um, yeah, that's all I can say. I haven't watched the full thing though. I cannot. Favorite film of all time? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Yeah, I've seen that. Then, yeah. How do I build a deep connection with others? Deepen your connection with yourself, for sure. I feel like you can really only meet others as deeply as you met yourself, and I'm not even saying that just to say it's a quote, but I feel like it's very true. Because I feel like unless you can accept yourself for who you are, you won't be able to accept others for who they are. And in that way, who you're seeing or when you are interacting with people will be more a reflection of who you are than actually allowing them to be them. Yeah. Can you elaborate on how to stop being so selfish? I don't know what you mean by selfish. If you mean like in a narcissistic way, I would just say be conscious enough or present enough to see when you are being selfish and choose to do something else. What's my favorite color? G, deep response only. Um, my favorite color right now, I would have to say, would have to be black. And the reason isn't just because like it's a color that goes with everything, but I feel like I like being associated with the beauty of it and how much it's representative of a sort of stillness, a sort of calm, and a sort of unknown. And I feel like the unknown is something that really needs to be embraced in the present moment. It needs to be embraced overall because the unknown and what you don't know is the only opportunity you get to actually know something. I feel like a lot of times to accept that you don't know is to open yourself to learning. And I feel like black is sort of the embodiment of being able to learn. How do you accept yourself? That's a great question. I would say recognize your faults, recognize your strong suits, all of it, like, and sort of give it love regardless. Like, don't hate yourself in a sense. Like, you can't hate yourself into being something better. You have to love yourself. So acceptance is really just about loving every part of you, regardless of whether or not it's bad, whether or not it's good, and just loving it because it's you. And allowing yourself to be expressed the way you are and not necessarily overcomplicating who you are in thought. Where does procrastination stem from? I have no idea. I can't answer that one. missing many days of school, just feeling tired. Hey man, sometimes you gotta go out there and do what you want. When I say do what you want, I mean going to school. Sometimes you gotta go to school. I feel like sometimes it's a perspective that we have on school or perspective that we have on ourselves that makes us unable to do certain things that actually benefit us sometimes. And I don't know. I feel like freedom is kind of a hard thing. Have you ever heard of Eckhart Tolle? Yes, I have. I have The Power of Now sitting right in front of me. Great author. Do I plan on growing a beard out? Should I grow a beard out? However, going to the DR, I do plan on going to the DR. Page me if it costs Steam. I'm confused. Do you think isolating yourself from everyone for a long period of time benefits your well-being? I've been isolating myself throughout the whole year and I become much happier. I mean, if that works for you, then sure. But I don't necessarily know. I haven't isolated myself for a long period of time in a while. I do go to a college. I am pretty social, relatively. So I wouldn't know. But isolation does help in moderation for me. Like right now, I feel like I'm isolated, and I've been taking the time to really focus on myself and get on top of the parts of me that are seeking out change. My day's been good. Pretty good day, pretty calm day, pretty intentional day. Yeah, definitely. How do you personally listen to your intuition? That's actually a great question because I don't necessarily know what is my intuition and what is not. Like, if y'all know, y'all can help me out on that. Sometimes I feel like my intuition is just understanding what needs to be done in order to achieve a certain something. Like, if I want to do something, my thought process will attune to that certain thing. Like, I'll be talking about it or I'll write about it or I don't know. Will I get tattoos? I already have them. I already got them. Keep doing what I'm doing. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I'm grateful that y'all are here. I wish I had collabs coming up. I have like podcasts coming up, collabs with just people I know. But in terms with other creators, I did try to set up some stuff in the past, but it just always fell through. So I don't know. I don't know. It is live in here. Everybody's live in here, man. What are your specific goals and aspirations? I want to be an author. That's like my biggest goal. How am I working towards them? I am currently writing a book. Currently writing a book. Skype 2007. That's how nostalgic I am. How old am I? I'm 20. Podcast is dropping at the start of next year. I'm going to try to record some episodes while I'm home during this break, and then more once I get back to school. I'm 20 and I feel timeless. I feel 20, but like I feel like age is just super relative once you get to this point. Like it just is. How do I improve my speaking? By practice, I guess. Contentment and peace where you are in life right now. Yeah, I feel peace where I am. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't want things to change or don't currently like want to improve on things. I feel like peace is more created than it is found. I do got some nephews and nieces. Why y'all getting deep, yeah? What philosophy books would you recommend for a beginner? The Alchemist and The Four Agreements are great for like my style philosophy, I think. I've seen Avatar The Last Airbender. Yes, I have. Major fear of rejection and vulnerability. Any advice? Give yourself enough. I feel like the only reason that we feel vulnerability and rejection at times is because we reject ourselves. So I feel like we just need to give ourselves a certain amount of clarity and understanding that our value is not necessarily dependent on other people, but dependent on ourselves. How much does meditation really help? I'm not sure. I meditate regularly, but I don't necessarily think meditation is just about sitting still. I think meditation is in everything that you do that makes you present, that makes you feel like yourself. So I think that helps out a lot if we're talking about it from that perspective. 30 is Brady's. I'm not 30, bro. Y'all are trolling. How has Avatar impacted you personally? I wouldn't say it impacted me personally, but the one the one guru on there did say some stuff in regards to the chakras, and I did mess with that. I did like that. Meditation tutorial video one. I have a video on meditation, um, probably from like a year ago. Y'all call him Unc. I can be Unc. I'll be okay being Unc. Unc is a blessing. Unc is a privilege. Hey, let's go to sleep, bro. What? What does that mean? Reading for agreements, absolute class. How do you grow your facial hair? Like, uh, let it grow for sure. All right, now. Grandpa is pushing it. Who said grandpa? Hey, M, that was just you. That was just you. I don't, I don't, I don't like that you did that. I don't like that you did that. I do. How do I feel about the chakras? That's a great question. I feel like they're very real. I'm definitely need to get deeper into that to truly understand it. But in general, I understand that there are like energy centers. There are like certain glands that are associated with them. Um, that's as much detail as I'm gonna go in. What do I think about love, man? Love. How do y'all feel about love? Do y'all feel like love is real? Let me ask the chat something. Y'all feel like love is real? When is self-love turned into egocentrism? I feel like self-love isn't egocentrism. I feel like it never turns into that. Like, well, I guess it depends on who you are. But I've never thought of it turning into egocentrism. Because, like, the more I've come to love myself, the more I've been able to love others. Because I recognize that just as much as, flaws as I come to love in myself, that's as accepting as I am of other people. So I said grandpa's pushing it because we calling you Unc. I don't know him. I don't monologue. What's going on? How to get better at thinking? Read, write, do anything. 3 poetry books there at Barnes and Noble. Stores in Texas. That's amazing. Hey, I might need to check that out for real. Like, you should hit me up on my Instagram DMs and just so I can look at your work. Yeah. Yes, it can be. Love is real, but I'm not. Whatever that means. What is your view of lust and desire? I feel like that's not the same as love. What do you mean my view of it? How do I feel about it? Like, desire is cool. Lust is a whole nother sect. Romantic note, familial, definitely. Mila, why don't you believe in romantic love? Let's unpack this. Do you stay away from social media? Recently, I have been, like, literally starting today. Is it egotistical to believe in yourself as the most attractive person? No. But I feel like if it bleeds out into your actions, like if you're like, oh, like that person's ugly because I'm the most attractive person, I feel like that is a little egotistical. But how you feel about yourself in terms of your private recesses or your private thoughts, I feel like that's just you. You didn't see the other message. Forgive me, I didn't. You gotta date you. You gotta date you sometimes. Okay, for sure. Love is most def real. We gave it a title though. That's real. What was love before somebody defined it? I would say love is accepting someone for who they are, and I would say love is like, accepting someone's flaws, not having any expectation for somebody, and still having affection for them. Valuing someone not in their utility but their very existence. I would say that's love. Favorite Marcus Aurelius quote, Mr. Bryant. He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it's necessary. How am I? I'm doing good. It's a good day. Do I write poetry? Yes, I write poetry. Y'all want to hear some? Y'all want to hear some? Y'all want to hear some poetry, man? I feel like love is a very spiritual thing too, Katie. Probably acting behind it. Acting behind love. I would say so too. I feel like they paint love out to be this solely positive thing, but I feel like love is not just positive. I feel like to love something is to accept its negativity in a way and still feel positive about it or treat it positively. Let's hear the poem. I gotta let y'all eat, man. The title of this one, I wrote this morning. Y'all can let me know if it's trash, but I won't care whether or not you think it's trash or not. It's titled, "What Place Do I Have in This World?" If our question takes in it, if the question takes away the answer, then our curiosity is misplaced. For if I am not here, who will stand in my space? We understand the world, but don't the self. And if we are part of what we inhabit, we lose more than our health. The light of self-knowing, akin to the sun. We ask, what place do I have in this world? Silly question. This one. Ooh, come on, y'all. Come on. Silly question. This one. I feel like sometimes a question takes away the answer. Like, why do we question that in the first place? What place do I have in this world? You're already taking up a space. Let's be real. Thank y'all. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Loving relationships will require two equal partners. How can we ensure the stronger of the two does not overpower the weaker one and swallow him or her? I don't even feel like, what do you mean by overpower, weaker, stronger? I feel like that type of stuff shouldn't even come about in a true relationship. It should be accepting someone for who they are, not necessarily in reference to your own strength or in reference to their strength as people. I feel like it's acceptance both ways completely. I did see that Corey came back. But I did see that YouTube is not putting them on the recommenders like they need to. They not. Do you feel like there's such a thing as too early when initiating deep conversations with them? I'm gonna be honest, like I don't speak deeply with a lot of people other than my close friends. So I don't necessarily know. But I feel like everyone's amiable to a deep conversation. I feel like everyone wants to be met at that level. What's your number one tip for staying in the moment and being grounded? Just recognizing you need to be where your feet are. Sometimes I feel like our thought takes us away from the present moment, and we need to understand that we need to put ourselves in whatever it is that we're doing in order to do it well, in order to do it with us in it. Yeah. Am I copying Corey Kenshin's manga? Maybe. Probably not though, realistically. Yeah, that's a Black YouTube thing. I don't. Hey, don't really know. My main IG. You want the main? If you go on my Instagram on Profound Pondering, the account that's linked in the description is my main Instagram account. The fan base is showing up anyway. Absolutely. What haircut do you get, bro? It's called the Let It Grow Out and get a lineup every once in a while. Do I think I'd be a good therapist? I don't think so. I mean, I feel like I could talk to people where they are. I feel like I could talk about this kind of stuff, but I am no way a professional. I feel like I can give good advice to an extent, but I feel like once it gets to a point, I don't think I'm much help. Why do you think it's so hard for people to see themselves and see their own greatness? Because they're too caught up in trying to see others. I feel like I tend to overthink so much and I don't know how to stop it even though I try so hard. Maybe it's because you're trying so hard. I feel like the mind is something that is akin to like fighting fire with fire. You need to take a step away from the mind in order to truly understand and understand that it doesn't influence who you are and it's not who you are. I think a lot of times we walk into life thinking that the mind is the defining principle and it's really a tool that we use. Right person, wrong time. I feel like that could be true. But if it's the right person, they'll come back around. So I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily know. How can I overcome fear of perception and just start streaming and making content? Um, I would say like honestly not caring about other people's perceptions. And I feel like to do that is just caring about your own. I feel like caring about your own for sure. I major in marketing and philosophy. Do I meditate? Yes. Every morning and every night, starting today almost. I don't think I'm professional. Also, bro. Hey, I never claimed to be. What's your central idea of page me if it costs? What does that mean? Do you think doing podcasts could take away from your authenticity? No. I used to do podcasts in the past. I feel like I literally do the same thing I'm doing right now and typically have it with another person. Appreciate your content. Thank you. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate that. How do I become as good looking as you, bro? Look in the mirror, silly goose. What are we talking about? You look better. We need to understand our place in the universe, appear sublime to be like the waves and push and pull. That's real. Who's someone you want to collab with? I would collab with Shimon Davis. I would collab with Will Keep It Real. For a purpose driven man. Mari. Yeah. Just a couple of other black creators in the same space I would collab with. How do I balance college life? I'm dying in college. I feel like it's just about being very intentional. Like I do all my work as soon as I get it almost, or at least relative to when I get it. Just understanding that certain stuff needs to be done and just doing it. What do you think of accepting endings to embrace that nothing is truly ours to keep? I feel like that's true. Nothing is truly ours to keep. And that's why I think gratitude is so important. What am I doing today, pondering? It's late. I'm going to sleep today. I've been pushing for science so hard, but I realize I'm definitely a creative. Me and science don't have vibe so hard. It's actually great to unmask who I am. I feel like that's true. I feel like, yeah, creativity. I feel like is people's natural. But I feel like there's a creativity in science too. Don't get me wrong. Like I feel like all of that is a creative expression. I think people just don't necessarily know. Do I think comparison is a thief for joy? Absolutely. So love always unconditional from your perspective and past experience. Can actual healthy love end? Yes, healthy love can end. I feel like even if love is unconditional, that doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy. Or necessarily mean that you two people are right for each other 100% of the time. It just depends. It just depends. Do I know Dr. K? I do not. Who is Dr. K, y'all? Dr. K. Meaning, purpose, and motivation? Huh. American psychiatrist and Twitch streamer. Seems cool. Seems cool for sure. What's up? Medio. I hope I got that right. He's so silly. I'm silly. Can you give some advice on consistency? I'm very inconsistent with my schoolwork and I procrastinate. If you can recognize that, then you will have the same ability to actually act upon it. It's just about you being disciplined enough to do it for yourself. I didn't miss it this time. I'm glad y'all didn't miss it. I'm glad y'all didn't miss it. Not caring about what other peaks is a superpower. How are you so good at giving advice? Because I never found someone give the answer you gave me about overthinking. I have no idea. I'm literally telling you the stuff I did to get over my own overthinking. So I think I'm just coming at it from a place of actually doing. Yeah. I'm gonna check out Dr. Cato. Do I feel like family environment can affect your ability to grow and develop as a person? Of course. I feel like external circumstances do have an impact on who you are, but I feel like once you're conscious enough to recognize their impacts, then it's up to you to sort of understand that you have to be stronger than the environment at times. And I know that's difficult, but like you have to give yourself love regardless. And if you're not getting it from the world, you have to give it to yourself. Like you have to. Um, how do you detach self value from academic and career success? Recognizing that you're the one who has to succeed, and any type of success you get from academics or careers is always an attribution to who you are, not what it is. So just recognizing that your value isn't in that, your value is in yourself. Do I believe lust and love can coexist? Not necessarily. It depends. I don't really understand lust and love to that good an extent to be able to know if they can coexist. But from what my current understanding is, I feel like it's sort of. I guess they could. Like at one point, you could love someone, and then you could also have lust for that someone. Blew up, had 88 views. Titles. This is just trying to go all in. Inspired me ever since. This is just trying to go all in was a crazy video. I just watched that the other day. Do you take time to envision your dreams? I take time to be present and bring my dreams to like current. So like I try to imagine how I would feel in a very successful place, and I try to bring that to the right now. I do believe in a higher power. I think something's out there for sure. I love you more, M. Was your journey to overcome other overthinking, develop more from yourself or others influencing you? It was definitely more from myself. I just recognized it was something I needed to do in order to find comfort. And since I was already in that niche of self improvement and trying to understand myself, yeah. What's my opinion on the law of assumption, Neville Goddard? Yeah, completely. Like the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, Neville Goddard's A Stranger's Secret. That's the realest stuff I've probably heard today. Law of assumption is very real. I feel like you act upon what you think is true. Like if you think yourself to be a very good, confident person, you'll act like you're good and confident. It's just important to recognize that yourself is sort of a malleable thing. Of course, be honest with yourself, but also understand the way in which your thoughts contribute to the way you act. What sports do I play? I used to run track. I hoop sometimes. Hoop sometimes. Hoop sometimes. Any book recommendations? Four Agreements, The Alchemist. Appreciate that, Loco. Visualization is a crazy, powerful technique. I completely agree. Am I studying? Yes. I'm majoring in marketing and philosophy, double major. I got to test somewhere I'm not locked in. You better go lock in, make a gap. You better go lock in. Do you think we should keep people who rely on us heavily emotionally in our lives if you care about them? Yeah. But I feel like it depends on the way, because you said heavily. So, like, if it's taxing on you, it depends. Sometimes you do need to take that step back, but also recognize that you don't have to accept the emotions of other people. But at the same time, if you're an empath and that's just your nature, I mean, it's just on you to determine whether or not it's worth it. We always wonder how we were put here and what we need to do. We need to learn to just be, exist without yearning for something more from the universe and be disappointed by its lack of answer. Yeah, that's real. Shadow work, I honestly don't know how to go about it. Any recommendations? Carl Young has good shadow work videos. If you just look up anything on YouTube, I'm not really hip to shadow work in terms of that, like in depth, but I do look at some of, like, I've been recently just Getting away from social media, getting away from a lot of things I was using, not necessarily to distract myself, but things that are distracting. So I can see the parts of myself that are truly seeking out change, parts of myself that are quote unquote negative. So I can actually change them. Very philosophical NBA post game interview. Am I like LeBron or am I like Kobe? I'm like Kobe. You don't even gotta tell me. Or Kyrie. I'm okay with any of these answers. I have seen that nature patterns the same as human anatomy. I have seen it, but I don't necessarily know its true connection. I just have witnessed it. New plant. This is Jerome. Jerome has been in the videos for a whole year plus tax. I've actually had Jerome since 2022. Y'all better do your research on Jerome. He started off like this though. He's like 3 years old. I've been taking care of him. What gave me the drive to start? This is just an expression to myself, in all honesty. That's what made me start the channel. I have read the Bible. Whoa. Anyways. Yeah, that was a crazy question. Kyrie? For sure. Hey, Jerome. Hey, what? Don't recognize him. Go check in the old videos. I promise you he's there. Especially the ones from like last year around this time. He's there for sure. How long am I planning on streaming for? How long have I been streaming? Probably another 10 minutes before I go to bed. Do I journal? I write. I make poems. I do that. I don't necessarily journal like my thought, like in terms of like, oh, I feel like this today. It's like I have a philosophical thought that I write out. I seen it. Who's my inspiration? Pretty much everybody. I try to get inspired by everything that I have the possibility to get inspired by. I feel like that's important too. Like not closing yourself off to certain avenues of creativity. Not having too much pride to embrace everything. Man, yes, raising vibrations. Yes. Do I get a tapered hairline when I get braids? No, I don't. I just have like tiny hairs at the beginning or not at the beginning, like on my hairline. So it does look that way. I don't intentionally get a taper though, no. Good night, Popillion. I hope that's right. What I think is gonna happen in 2025. Hopefully, life. Hopefully, life, man. How do I stop being so in my mind, trying to be in the world? Do I think motivation is a placebo? I don't know what that means. I feel like in terms of it being just a thought, yeah, it is a placebo. It's not a real thing. It's a way of looking at things that makes you feel a certain way. Do I like art, drawing, and painting? Yeah, I do. I got some canvases back there I'm gonna use real soon. Who did I vote for? Let's be real. Have I seen The Pursuit of Happiness? I have not. But I've seen clips. I understand the point of the. Yeah. Do we have a book title? That's a great question. I'm thinking something like. Hmm. Hmm. Stop thinking, start being. Life is meant to be lived, not thought. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. How old am I? I'm 20. I love how this guy side eyes the camera. Because sometimes y'all just be asking questions, man. Y'all just be asking questions. Were you always philosophical, or what experience or things shape the way you think or express yourself? I started getting into philosophy. I started just exploring myself to a greater depth and making that like my everyday. Yeah. What are your favorite quotes and why that inspire you to keep going? Um, to know what's seemingly possible means you too can do it. You think yourself the illness, really you are the cure. Very good ones. If I could have a superpower, it would be teleportation through time and space. I would go back and figure out so much. I was meant to be lived, and I thought, yo, that might be tough, Chad. How does one act on visualizing success to impact your subconscious belief about what is achievable? I feel like you just said it. If you visualize success, it tells your subconscious that it is achievable. Alan Watts got me into philosophy. I heard him in the back of a song. Somebody sampled one of his speeches, and I found it. My ethnicity, I'm African American. How do I like New Kendrick? I do like it. Can manifestation be considered a skill that improves with practice? Yes. I feel like it's a muscle you flex, but I feel like it's also a muscle that can get weak too. I feel like you just have to be intentional. Have you gone to open mic to perform any of your poetry? No, but at my school, I am doing a park spoken word presentation for our gala. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes. If a sub is a sandwich, a hot dog is a sandwich. Simple. Am I nervous? No. I'm excited. I'm grateful. I'm excited and grateful. It's about time our new beginning SWB. Now I gotta look up which one is which. It's about time. New beginning. I can't lie. New beginning just had so many hits. Like what you need, on and on. Use your heart. That was just. What am I studying in school? Marketing and philosophy. Is the final season for me? I just finished all my finals. I'm back at home. Yeah. Have I ever been in love? Maybe. Do not risk that Duolingo streak, gorgeous soul. And did you hold on, I'm about to check my account. See if you hit me up with the poetry. If you hit me up with the poetry, you ain't hit me up. You ain't hit me up. Man, oh man. Wait. I have gotten recognized in public before. Can you give me tips on write a perfect page essay? Never get a writing essays going up. I have no idea. I have a crazy passive voice in my writing, and that sometimes gets me doc points, but sometimes teachers like it. It depends. What am I reading now? To be Becoming Supernatural. I think people overthink because they think it helps. Finals went well. I achieved. Okay, you're waiting on the live then. Let's move. My fault. I ain't mean to press you. How do you choose what you want to do after high school, university wise? I chose what university gave me the most financial freedom. I don't know anything about insomnia, twin. Bye. Have a good night. My mic is very quiet. I might need to speak up. See, no, don't turn the mic up. Some people always have this problem. Some people are like, yeah, it's quiet. Some people, yeah, it's like, I have no idea. Yeah, I'm 20. How do I stay grounded? That's a great question. Meditation. Any advice on overcoming blank addiction? Um, I don't think you can replace a bad habit with absence. In saying that, I don't necessarily mean that you can't replace it, but do something else every time that you want to do that, like discipline. Yeah. How much profound pondering do I be doing? Dude, it's literally like my day to day. It's like my day to day for sure. Which is chest win. No, I'm not saying that. Any book recommendations? The Four Agreements, The Alchemist. You agree with existential principles? It depends which one. You're gonna have to talk about it. My favorite subject, philosophy. I'm doing good, Baconator Henry. How are you? I don't have a crazy backstory to philosophy. I heard Alan Watts in the back of a music, not a music, a song. Yeah. Top 3 artists right now: Sade, Victor Vaughn, SWV. The Energy Bus is also a great book. I have no idea what that is. The Energy Bus. John Gordon. I might check that out. That looks good. Mm. Might have showed my friends this during lunch. We locked in during lunch. Might have scared the huzz away though. Hey, if they not with it, they shouldn't be around for sure. Sade was top 5 in your rap. Yeah, you might be cool. Hey, thank you, Nathan. Any advice for someone who's going to turn 19? Broaden your perspective of yourself. You can be anything you want. That's what I would say. Favorite Sade song? When am I gonna make a living? That is a good. Yeah, that's a good song. By Your Side, absolutely top 5. By Your Side, Neptune's remix. Yes. Favorite J. Cole album? The Warm Up. No, I'm just playing. Favorite Bryson album? I don't listen to Bryson like that. What would you change if I go back in time in terms of like world history or like just my life? If it was just my life, nothing world history, I would change a lot. Making books for anything, not just philosophy. I plan on making maybe like a poetry book down the line. I low key want to be like Nikki Giovanni in terms of her poetry. Like that's gonna be. Do I know about Hood JJK? Yes, I actually do. Oh my god, yeah, I watched all of them. Those were good. Tips on improving one's sense of self. Be conscious with what you do. Be conscious of what makes you feel most like yourself. And I feel like through those certain things, you can figure out more. Do I listen to Radiohead? Yes, I do. How's it made you feel to know that you made an impact on multiple people's lives? Of course, I'm grateful for it. I'm just grateful. Just happy that I'm able to do that. If you name this chapter of life, what would be the title? I actually ask this question to people all the time. I would name it Renaissance. That's what it is. It's definitely the Renaissance for me. But all in all, guys, I'm about to go to bed. I used to work out all the time, wet socks. I need to get back on it. I have been getting back. Ever done any open mics? No, but I've done like yes, I would say I've done an open mic. I've been in poetry showcases before. No, I didn't see the one Jake Chance talking to Kendrick. Nah, I need to watch that. Um, but yeah, I'm about to go to bed, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. I do appreciate each and every one you dropped at Spotify. Look up Profound Pondering on Spotify. And the one that says Profound Pondering by Ian Bryant, that's me. For sure. Gorgeous Soul, make sure you hit me up. I want to read your poetry. If any of you others people have any like creative stuff, please hit me up. Farewell and good night.